It's a Victorian Gothic mystery, and it contains many of the traditional elements of that genre: the big country house, the young widower, the two daughters, and there's a young artist who goes to work at the house, there's a lake, there's sleepwalking, a fortune teller, all those ingredients that will be very familiar to people who've read, say, Jane Eyre or The Woman in White. It's to do with power, and male power in particular, and the way that some of the female characters find themselves absolutely helpless. They will not be believed, no one will believe them, they have no one to go to. And that's what I found interesting. I didn't want it to be a pastiche. It is to some extent, but I think there's a real story there and real characters as well. I don't generally start with a plot or even with characters, but I start with a place and a period, and just develop the sense of who might live there and what's happened to them and what their concerns are, and let the story grow from there. But the place and the atmosphere is very, very important. When I saw this photograph, I began plotting what turned out to be a different book, an earlier book called The Shell House. But the idea of a stonemason was in my mind from then. I then thought of writing this Victorian novel and having a very unusual stone carver who would be central to the plot, and it grew from there. To handle stone is to handle the stuff of life and death, and of time and change, and the mysteries of the earth itself. There is something humbling and moving and immensely satisfying in it. It is a young adult novel, and certainly if anybody begins reading it, they will realise that this is not a book for a 10-year-old child, but I would think capable readers of say, 14 and up would, I hope, be engaged by the book. Some of my favourite books as a reader, I finish them thinking, well, that was written for me. And I know that's not true, but you sometimes do have that feeling that was written just for me. And I think it's great if sometimes readers get that feeling. If somebody gets that feeling from one of my books, I'd be delighted.